Well, I think you mentioned that the Ethics and Religious Culture course was implemented as a way of completing the transition from confessional schools to secular schools. And I think in a way that's at the heart of the whole thing. As we move forward in trying to understand what it is to be secular society and a secular culture, this issue that's going on between us and the Quebec government has a lot to say about that. The course essentially forces us to put aside our faith, the identity of what we are as a school, in order to teach this course. And that's really the central issue. The content, the goals of the course are something that we're perfectly comfortable with, but we believe that it's impossible to do that outside of our identity, and that's what we're arguing with the ministry before the courts. There are two major reasons, I think, for that. And the first is the nature of the decision that basically told us we have to teach their course. And the idea is, if the government's authority extends to a private confessional school in order to tell us what we have to do and the way we have to do it, that is essentially giving the state a power to enter into the religious life of people, to the private sphere. I mean, if you wanted to be slightly facetious about it, it doesn't stop them from saying to the priest in the pulpit that, wait a minute, there's a little bit too much Jesus in your homily, and take a little bit of that away. Now, I don't. That in a sense could logically follow from that way of thinking. So that's one. And the other thing is that in the course, as we move through in this discussion, one of the things that came out from the lawyers for the ministry was they argued essentially that we can't even bring this to court on the grounds that we did, which was religious freedom, because Loyola is an institution, and institutions do not have religious freedom. They belong only to individual persons. Well, that's one of the issues that'll be in the Supreme Court as well, and that has an impact on every single faith-based charity, every single church, they're all involved in the results of that. Well, again, I think this is one of the really significant issues in it is understanding what religion is and understanding what faith is. And from our perspective and our understanding of what the human person is, faith is not just a hat you put on or a coat you put on, but it's part of your identity. It's part of who you are. So asking someone to say, don't be who you are for 2 hours or 3 hours or a minute, first of all, it's not possible. But second, that kind of imposition is the very core of what our rights are about, and saying that, no, you have that entitlement as a person, as to who you are. We need to help in the evolution of our society and constructing our society to recognize the value that religions have. And it's unfortunate in a way that it has to be in court, but I think it's important enough that if that's the way it has to go, then that's the way it has to go.